Director of the Center of Excellence in STEM Education at East Tennessee State University. And as part of that role, I also oversee the Northeast Tennessee Innovation Hub, a part of TSIN. So I've been really excited to be in this role. I need the clicker. Just for 4 months, though, so fair warning. I don't know it all. I know this is shocking, but so I'm going to do my best to give you an overview of the initiatives that our hub is involved with, but bear with me for the details that I'm not familiar with. And I have heard that on the program it also says Knoxville, which is a little confusing. Knoxville actually has its own hub, and that's in a different room. But you shouldn't leave. Stay here. We're fun too. If you are from Knoxville, everyone's welcome. So I will just give a little, all right, bye. We're going to be fun, though. You're going to regret it. I will give a little introduction, talk about regional meetings, innovative workshops, and then some additional center activities that our CESE is involved with, and then some future directions. Oh, I should probably stay away from that. Some future directions that I hope, whether I stay in this role or the permanent person does, I really hope the center's involved with moving forward. So our team is me at the moment, Dr. Chiche Tai is the assistant director and PI of the iSlice project, which works in counties across Northeast Tennessee with pre-service teachers, incorporating computational thinking and literacy across our region, and Angela Haga, the executive aide. So first, as our hub, the two main initiatives involved in our hub are regional meetings, and then the second major initiative funded by TSIN involve innovative professional learning for educators. So I'm going to share a lot of what is involved in those, and for those of you, many of you are probably living in this region, there's often room to participate in these, and most of the work that we do is free as well as a part of the TSIN, so we hope you find it interesting. So the fall meeting was before I joined, but I heard that they involved 3 regional presenter groups and talked about innovations in Northeast Tennessee. In fact, Chris Bowen was in the audience here, was one of those people that helped present on the TSIN Niswonger Epidemiology Project. And then we have a couple of faculty who work in Kingsport who have shared information about BioBuilder, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, involving a big push related to synthetic biology. And then they're, again, related to a Niswonger project, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So these meetings happen twice a year in our region and are really an opportunity to learn about what's going on, what innovative projects are happening, and my view is also to share what you all need with us as the hub. So that was, again, the fall, and they did this meeting remotely, and we're able to get people kind of like we're doing here in a hybrid manner to be involved, which is really exciting. But I was extra lucky when I came on to be able to host in person our second regional meeting focused on early childhood elementary STEM, which is my personal passion. So that's my work around early childhood that involves EC STEM Lab, that's a part of ETSU as well. So we were able to gather in person, it was magic, and share, again, some amazing initiatives across the region. And actually, this is a group from Knoxville, so see, we can play together, we can all work together, who shared their federally funded initiative around preschool coding and communities and families. So we had 73 in person, 15 regional presenter groups all day. And really, again, this goal is what is already happening? What are you all already doing in STEM education? And let's share that. I think the presenters I've seen so far are really communicating that too, that this is to share, this is to make us all improve what we're doing. And that's exactly how I feel too, so that was great to hear. So that's kind of number one. What are you already doing that's amazing? How can we share that? How can we raise you up and share what you're doing with others? And then tell us what we can do to support you as a hub in the region. And make connections. The third goal was to make connections. So what are you all doing, and can we build some new collaborations among you across other districts, within districts even. So those are kind of the main goals of those regional meetings. And here are some of the topics that were shared. We talked about some outdoor learning. That was really exciting. A fully outdoor school presented, as well as a public school that has an outdoor learning space and takes elementary students out on nature walks through this forest that's adjacent to their school. Amazing. Washington Elementary in Kingsport, that was that school. That's also a TSIN designated school. We had really great feedback, and we did hear that people were forming new collaborations, so that was really exciting as well. And we're compiling information from attendees about what you would all like next, what Northeast Tennessee educators, collaborators, stakeholders would like us to focus on next, and we still want that feedback, so help us make this support educators and communities in our region. And just as an example, of course, I chose a quote that talked about early childhood and elementary, but that was, one of the comments was about how that topic in particular was needed, more of that kind of support. So that's great to hear. They also mentioned hearing from people who are actually doing this work, and that feels just like what I'm experiencing today as well, that these are so many of you already doing this great work. So how can we share and learn from one another? And in this hub setting, that's what we were able to do in those meetings. The second big TSIN set of initiatives involves these innovative educator workshops. Maybe I should have Chris Bowen share what he does. Put you on the spot. Because Chris Bowen is one of the co-facilitators of the epidemiology workshop, and among a number of other initiatives that he's involved with in Johnson City. So here are 4 innovative workshops that we are offering this spring and summer: epidemiology, K-5 coding, synthetic biology, and hacking PBL in high school. And so just a little more on those. I will put up a QR code at the end of this that you can use to get to the website where you can download all of the flyers and register for those that haven't started yet. There's, I think, one at least that started this week. But these are the numbers. So they had 18 last year and expect at least 15 this year for the epidemiology workshop. So that's exciting. And here's just some of the comments that they really love the new resources and new ideas for teaching. And I have to say, I'm really proud to be a part of this hub because I just keep hearing over and over how amazing the educators are that are a part of these programs that TSIN Hub and our center are involved with. So just the commitment of the faculty, and many of them are educators in school districts that help present these workshops, are just so committed to the work that they're doing. I think that speaks volumes, that these initiatives are happening year after year and continuing to get this great feedback and buy-in from the educators of the region. The K-5 coding, again, really exciting to hear educators say, I was worried about Zoom workshops, and then I realized I was sad to see it end. So we're excited about being able to offer this kind of professional learning opportunity to educators. And again, these are free, so these innovative workshops are free with support from TSIN. Just one neat feature of the coding workshop was Lucia Abreu, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, from Portugal, zoomed in last year, and she is developing coding activities for children who are visually impaired. So I thought that was pretty neat, and she's planning to come and be a part of that workshop again this year too, again a part of the hub. So that's pretty exciting. The next innovative workshop is that synthetic bio work that I mentioned before, that's being led really by Evie and Amanda at Dobbins-Bennett in Kingsport. So this is one of the free workshops. It's half days. And I believe this one is actually going to be at Dobbins-Bennett. So 2 of them will be in person and 2 virtual. This one's going to be at Dobbins-Bennett. But really just on the cutting edge of kind of what we're doing in combining biology with engineering right now, and doing some pretty amazing things, trying to solve some big world problems with high schoolers. So it's pretty neat opportunity right in our backyard. And then hacking PBL, again, this is one that's led by educators in our region, so I just think that's so powerful to be involving educators in this important professional learning work that our hub is able to support. And similar to the other ones, there's a free book that comes with being a part of this professional development. Oh, hey! Welcome. What's that? Oh, good. So I'm glad we have some other representatives from this hub here as well. And these are the dates in case anybody here or you know someone who might like to participate, who's an educator in Northeast Tennessee. These are the dates. I think coding is the only one you're probably too late for, but otherwise you've got some opportunities to still be a part of those and register for those. And I will show the QR code at the end where you can download and register for those 4 workshops. All right. And I just see what I'm doing. Okay, I just want to also share other activities that we're doing because there's so much going on in Northeast Tennessee. So I wanted to share some of the others that our center is involved with in particular. And if any of these sound interesting, please do come back and talk with me, and I can connect you with the leaders of the different initiatives, and also share some other websites too. So the first one is, I mentioned Dr. Chiche Tai, who has been a PI for federally funded grants related to trying to infuse STEM and literacy. And this particular grant is also involving computational thinking, and it's in elementary education. So some of the folks who have been a part of iSlice and been fellows actually won some grants at their school after being a part of this program. And I just have to say, I work in early childhood education as a faculty member, I keep hearing from schools where these students are being placed, we need more students to come in knowing how to use these robots and learning how to code and having that knowledge as pre-service first-year teachers coming into school. So it's exciting to hear that his work is really getting out there into school systems. And I'm hearing that through the grapevine, so that's kind of exciting to hear. So again, that's a partnership with pre-service teachers and then partnering with schools, and it's your program involving professional learning as well. We also, at the hub, have been running Governor School for many years. So this is an initiative that is for high school, mostly juniors, but seniors, there are some seniors too. So do you know about Governor Schools in Tennessee? So we have one of them that combines stats and bio. And so I think we're the only one that has 2 college courses in one, and they get all those college credits as well, 7, I want to say, college credits to be a part of this. And these high schoolers do these amazing projects that they present at the end, integrating statistics and biology. And when COVID happened and they went hybrid, their projects were all about COVID and real world applications of this knowledge they were getting as a part of Governor School. The Eastman Mathlete Science Elites, again, Chris Bowen's a part of it, and we have some other people in the audience as well who are a part of this initiative. This one is really exciting for me. I haven't seen a lot of collaborations like this in the work I've done over the years. Eastman has a big presence in our region and is a big company, but they have been running this collaboration between school districts and ETSU and Eastman for many years very successfully to support math and science teaching in our region, and just really kind of a magical, powerful, strength-based approach, I think, to supporting math and science. So about 75 teachers-ish, I'm new, remember, 75-ish teachers a year participate in either math elites or science elites and get a month-long 4 to 5 week course, and they get graduate credit for it. And they leave with the graduate credit, and they're taught again by these very committed faculty members and educators. And it's been running for many years, like I said, and just very, very successful, and it's expanding to other districts now as well. I just think it's a nice model of kind of what a partnership across these organizations can look like. So that's Eastman, and that's their website. Niswonger is a funder in our region. A lot of you probably know Niswonger already, but they have a big federal grant, and ETSU is a part of it, has a some contract. It's an EIR competition that they won. So ETSU is again supporting some professional learning and some innovative topics like artificial intelligence, epidemiology, school culture, statistics with R. So ETSU and our center is involved in that way as well. And again, you can get there from our link, and there's synthetic bio again, as I mentioned before. That's a big part of the innovative work that the Northeast Hub is doing. And I have to plug my early childhood STEM work here, of course, early and elementary STEM work. One project we're working on is IMLS funded. Institute of Museum and Library Services is funded a statewide science museum collaboration to build an educational arm of the science museums across your state, across Tennessee. And so Dale McCready from Discovery Center leads that. And that's one of the initiatives that we're involved with, and I'm the lead evaluator on that project. But that's going to be K through 2. So, if there's not really a place to jump in just yet, but be looking out for it. I think it's going to be pretty exciting for the statewide, what will be a statewide model for collaboration across museums. I lead the Preschool STEM Institute, so if you have any kind of really early childhood centers related to your schools, a lot of my work is in preschool, and last year was our first year. We had 33 virtual attendees who were going to return to their centers to support over 600 teachers with just that one-day institute. So we're really expanding our reach with that work, in addition to our early and elementary STEM collaboration. So don't want to take up too much time, but you can see a lot of the work that we do in early childhood STEM on our website, and there's also some cards here if you're interested in that side of things, in the early and elementary side of the work that we do. But we just published this article with students, pre-service teachers, and teachers as co-authors. That's a big part of the work that we do in EC STEM Lab as well. Again, really raising up the work of teachers, supporting educators, and empowering families and communities to enhance and support STEM for all young learners and on up. Finally, I see our role as a connector, and I'm new, but I do think we could do more. We could do even more here. So we get kind of random requests sometimes, like I'm going to have this big event. What can you do? And I think we could do even more of that to share what the hub is and what we offer. And really maybe have like a little funding stream that we could offer out to schools, to support their STEM-related work in Northeast Tennessee. I think that's something that would be fun to do going ahead. And I have a lot of ideas. I'm full of ideas, but I'd like to give you a chance to ask some questions if you like. These are just some of the ideas that I've thought about that I think if I stay on in this role, I would like to see more of. I don't see a lot of equity in STEM work yet. In sort of the hub, and Dale and I have collaborated on some equity related to female identifying professionals in STEM, and these free resources are just one example of kind of what's out there. And so how could we as a hub bring together some resources to support equity in STEM and share them with our region? But also, what are you already doing? I think we could raise up some of that work that's already going on based on the strengths of Northeast Tennessee too. So these are some of my ideas for what we could do next, and overall the kinds of work that the hub has been doing this last year and for multiple years for some of those initiatives. And I can take any questions that you have or comments you have about the hub, or what kind of you're thinking about for what's next for the hub. Are there any questions? That's kind of a brief overview of everything that the hub is doing. Any thoughts or questions? Has anyone participated in any of these projects? A few, okay, all right. No questions? Anything in particular that you would like to see for those of you who are connected to Northeast Tennessee? That you would like to see, something that you're interested in, you think we could do more of in the region or as a hub? Okay. That's a good question, and that's maybe something that we could put up on our website. So if you want to know who in our Northeast Tennessee has such a thing, I don't think there's a lot. Is that right, Shanna? There aren't a lot in Northeast Tennessee that have the designation. Wa- Washington Elementary that came to our presentation, yours, and okay. So there's room for more. Lots of room for more of you to apply. Um, anything else that when you say you're not kind of sure, is it mostly who's STEM designated, or do you have other questions? Oh, okay, okay. 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 Um, Shanna definitely is a good person to connect to. I was going to say TSIN too. In my short time here, has been very helpful. Like if you want to sit down and talk to them, they will share information. Huh. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay, but there are others statewide. Obviously, they're a high school, but not right. Okay, Knoxville. Yes, they're designated. So that's Knoxville. They had a presentation earlier this morning, right? That's the one we were at. Is that you? Oh, you're at that school too? Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Uh, You're designated also? Not yet. Okay, working on it. Almost. Okay. Okay, there's another contact for you. Any other questions? Oh yeah, sure. Yep. My email is fine. If there's a way to share through TSIN, I'll put them up on the through the app. I'm happy to share. That's a great idea. Any other thoughts about something you could use at the hub or topics you'd like to see, covered, initiatives to focus on, needs you have? I'll just keep asking questions. Yeah. Hmm. That's that, okay. So the question was about whether our hub can support schools who want to pursue the designation, and that's a great question. And I wrote that down because even though TSIN does have some free support to help you do that, it might be that we as the hub could also do something to support you. And I don't know what that would be yet, but we may be able to. So I'm going to write that down as a possible area for the future. I think that's a nice idea. I would bring in people who've been through it, I think, to before. But I think that's a nice idea. Interesting. Yep, I think that's helpful. Yeah, I think I think that makes a lot of sense, and I have it noted. I think we would have to draw from these other folks who've been through it. Back there, I keep pointing to Shanna. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Huh. Mm. Your sense is that it might take some time for the impacts to show. Right. Hmm. Interesting. Uh, uh, mm, uh, interesting. Hmm. 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 We're innovating. It's worth it. Hang with us. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And then just finding that, having a mentor, having a partner, I think that's great that they have that built in as well. Well, that's our time. Thank you for coming. Please do come up and take my card if you like it, or hand sanitizer. But thank you so much for attending. Appreciate it.